And you know what? It's okay to start over at 31. I feel like crying because I don't feel like I have skills or accomplishments. I think I gave up for a while. So I don't know if you guys remember a couple years ago when I was going to step away from this channel and start fresh on a whole new channel. I posted a video called A Goodbye of Sorts, and there I basically said this channel, Don't Be a Sad Panda, was going to be put on the back burner. I was gonna start a whole new channel of video essays and commentary. Low-key got into some conspiracy theories, and I kind of regretted doing that just a little bit. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Hi guys, it's Adria, welcome back. So for today's video, I don't normally hold a microphone, but there's some construction going on outside. Holding a mic on my bed. I have my worm in the background. This is Mrs. Noodle. Say hi to Mrs. Noodle. It's been a little while since I have been on this channel. So hello, how are we doing? Grab a drink, like up the video. Let's hang out. I've been probably equally good and bad, but my hiatus was not for no reason. I do have some big and exciting news. So I turned 31 this year in August, and when I turned 31, I had this epiphany of sorts that I wanted to make a change for myself. Like I mentioned earlier, you know, a couple years ago, I sort of jumped the gun and was like, oh, I'm starting a whole new channel, I'm gonna do all that. I think I got a little ahead of myself. I just want to branch out and perhaps try something else and see if that works for me and if I like it more and if I can build a new little platform. For the last couple years, I've contemplated starting fresh. Like, do I want to just start over? Is that what I want to do? I tend to just get a little excited about an idea or something and like, oh, I'm gonna go do this. Guys, I wasn't ready for that. I think I was just so desperate for something new and a new fresh start that seemed so appealing to me. I know probably a lot of you can relate to this. You just want something new. And I realized that I had gotten to a place in life that was really stagnant. Not only am I 30, now I am in my 30s, because being 31 is a lot different than being 30. You're into the nitty gritty now. I was like, you know what, I need a change. And when I made that video, A Goodbye of Sorts, I made it feel way more depressing than I wanted it to be. And I remember I got like this really, really long comment about how I blame my lack of success on YouTube on everything else but myself. Lately, I've been improving myself. Back in July of this year, I began taking courses online through a site called Coursera. I started taking courses centered around social media marketing, and that was really exciting for me. I don't even know what brought me to that. It was kind of just a light bulb moment. And I feel like I get them a lot more now, 25 plus, because gosh, like my entire 20s, I did not know what I wanted to do with my life. Everybody wants to find their passion in life, and everybody wants to feel like they're fulfilling something. And for me, YouTube was always a huge focus of mine. Just sharing my life, that became a huge passion of mine. I definitely felt like I hit a wall a few years ago, and I know I'm fully to blame for that. So I really thought that taking these courses in social media and marketing, I thought that would be so good for me, because not only could this open up new career doors, but it could also just benefit me in what I love doing. Why am I shaking right now? I'm anxious. I took 6 courses over the duration of about 4 months. Intro to social media marketing, social media management, fundamentals of social media advertising, advertising with Meta, measure and optimize social media marketing campaigns, and Meta social media marketing capstone. And so then at the end of all of these courses, I had to take a final exam. Had to pass to get the certification. That was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. It's Friday, October 25th. I'm gonna take my rescheduled final exam. Let me see what my heart rate is at right now. Oh my gosh, it's 133. I'm so nervous. I studied yesterday. Here we go. Ooh, sink or swim. Da, 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 da. Here is my accomplishment that hangs on my fridge. I'm so proud. And you know what? It's not a huge deal, but I did it. I did something for myself. And for someone that never went to college, for someone that never knew what they wanted to do with their life, this is like a huge deal. But ironically, because I was doing that, my social media channels have suffered in the process. So as I'm sitting there studying all of these courses and learning about social media, I'm like, it's kind of funny that my own channels are like being neglected right now. It's funny how that worked. It's been really cool because while I thought I knew a lot about social media from doing YouTube for all these years, there was so much that I didn't know. It kind of taught me how to go from viewing social media from a viewer perspective to a creator perspective. You would think that my brain would be there, but it just wasn't. I think that's why now I feel maybe more equipped to really put my all into YouTube. And I just had this conversation with my husband Brandon yesterday where he was like, until you get that professional role, take everything you've learned and really use it. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm scared because before, when YouTube was just kind of willy-nilly and like my hobby, there's no pressure. But now to be like, let me treat this like a full-time job, it scares me a little bit. And going back to, you know, the fresh start on the new channel, being a commentator and making video essays and things like that, it scares the living daylights out of me. It does. And this whole career switch has been really scary for me. I don't think I'm a very insecure person generally. I'm just gonna let y'all in on a secret. One of my biggest insecurities is my lack of accomplishments. And anytime anyone brings up, hey, you're kind of a loser, I'm like, I've already applied to a few jobs. One was a social media job for e.l.f. makeup company e.l.f. But I didn't get that. The job site I was using matched me up with Dr. Pimple Popper, which I thought was so funny. Listen, if it was remote, I would have done it. I'm doing a course now, which is called Land Your Next Role on Coursera, and basically it's resume building, interview practicing, how to write a cover letter, things to include about yourself, things to not include about yourself. And I feel like this has been really helpful for me, and I would definitely recommend it if you feel a bit lost in your career path. You know, I learned about the difference between a job and a role. A job pays your bills. A role is, this is what I want to do. And I find the Land Your Next Role course to be way more stressful than the marketing courses for the reason that it's very self-reflective. I just recently saw a meme where it was like, tell us your name and 3 things about yourself. And it was Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad just tweaking. Anybody else relate to that? If I told you right now to leave a comment with your name and 3 fun facts about yourself, you would probably not want to do it. I think that's the part of starting a new career adventure that's really overwhelming, especially as somebody with social anxiety. I'm just like, I don't want to talk about myself. And also, I'm not very good at putting myself up on a pedestal of like, look at all my accomplishments, look what I'm so good at, you know? So, until I do land my next role, I really want to use what I have learned to my benefit on YouTube and really claim the energy of like, I'm good at this. Because I think for so long, I had just convinced myself that I wasn't good at YouTube. I'm just gonna own it. And I think that's really the key to anything, is maybe just being a bit delulu and thinking you're better at it than you actually are. This is a fresh beginning. And while I thought I was starting over a few years ago, I don't think I was ready then. I think I really scared myself. Once I started doing it, here are all these new eyeballs. Here's all this new area for critique. You know, I've always done YouTube because I love doing it. And so for me to let criticism and hate get to me and make me kind of back into a corner like, okay, maybe I'm not good at this. I can't let it affect me like that. With completing these courses and earning the certifications, I've realized that I'm smarter than I thought. I'm more disciplined than I thought. Social media is what I love. And even though I've had my ups and my downs with it, and I really do think I kind of shot myself in the foot many times, letting my mental health interfere with my consistency, with my passion, with all of it. I think I've just gotten inside my own head so many times, and then maybe starting new projects that I wasn't quite ready for. But taking this step back, learning the ins and outs of social media, seeing it from a business perspective rather than just a user perspective. I feel like I've really grown a lot in the last few months, and I really just want to use the knowledge that I've gained to make my social media better, not only for me, but for you guys. Gosh, I wish I had known everything I know now sooner. I wish that I could have felt this switch, into being confident and not caring about every decision that I make. Instead of just being like, it is what it is. I'm just gonna do it. Just do it. Embrace where you're going. Embrace where you are now. And you know what? It's okay to start over at 31. It's okay to figure out what you want to do with your life later on. I think I always thought too that because I didn't go to college, because I never had, the white collar corporate girly job, because I have only ever worked a minimum wage job or worked for myself on YouTube or, I guess I always just minimized my accomplishments instead of using that to light a fire under me to improve, which now I'm at a place where I want to do that. Yesterday, I was doing my Land Your Next Role course, and they're like, list your accomplishments here, list your skills. I feel like crying because I don't feel like I have skills or accomplishments. But, I feel like most people would feel that in that situation. I feel like we all kind of downplay what we're good at. But, like I always say, do it sad, do it sick, do it scared. And right now I'm doing it scared because I am scared. Even though I didn't get hired for these roles that I really wanted, the thought of them emailing me back like, hey, we'd like to interview you, makes me want to have a panic attack. I'm scared. I'm scared about the future, but this is big for me. I saw an old post of mine on Instagram yesterday where I shared a photo that said, change is scary, but so is staying the same. The thought of not progressing makes me scared. The thought of not working on myself makes me scared. The thought of not putting my all into social media makes me scared. I think I gave up for a while. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, I didn't see the potential in myself that I should have. I think for a while I was just kind of focused on just keeping my head afloat. That's why I was in therapy for 2 years. The pandemic really kind of threw me for a loop. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. We all had to kind of bounce back from that. When I stepped away from therapy, it was because I felt like I was ruminating too much on negativity in my life. I thought, I'm going to trade off talking about my problems every week to actively earning something that pushes me in a new direction in life. My therapist wasn't encouraging me enough to step outside of my box. I had to look at my life from an objective viewpoint. Okay, what changes would I make if I weren't me? It was giving, I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? I've always been somebody that I've accomplished things way later than other people. I've had many a cry about this, like, why can't I just do it like everybody else does it, Instead of that, it's like, let's just do it. The millennial, let's do the thing. And I think for the first time in a while, I feel proud of myself. My message for you guys is to always take pride in even your smallest accomplishments. Let me know if you guys have any questions about the courses I took. Today was just to let you know where I've been, what I've been up to, and how I'm excited for big, new, and exciting things to come. I hope that if you made it this far, that you will stick around to see what happens next. If you would like to subscribe to my commentary channel, it is Adria Panda. I'm just gonna keep rooting for myself. It's okay to find your career path at 31. But thank you for believing in me. Thank you for sticking by. Without you guys, I would have never discovered this passion in my life. And maybe that's why I never really knew right out of high school what I wanted to do, because social media wasn't really what it is. And I remember years ago, I got a comment from someone telling me, social media is for the birds. It's not a job. Well, to that, I would say, I'm a future social media marketer. If social media is for the birds, call me a bird. And here's my worm. There's so much untapped potential that I've yet to even find, and I'm excited to find it. Let me know what you're excited about in the near future, any little accomplishment you've had lately, because I want to celebrate with you. I will see you guys again real soon. Until then, as always, panda hugs. I love you guys.